I was headed to a Ku Klux Klan rally in Dayton, Ohio. What I didn't predict was how complicated and indecipherable the whole situation was. Admittedly, I was learning the background information on the fly. At a press conference given by the mayor and the police, they proudly admitted they had participated in the 2016 RNC. This was the same RNC in which the police partnered with the FBI, Homeland Security, and ICE to illegally raid at least 9 activists' homes. I know because I was one of the people who got raided. In 2014, the police murdered John Crawford III in nearby Beavercreek for playing with a toy gun, and a Walmart nearby Cleveland had been targeted with Nazi graffiti in 2017, with Klan members in the area openly pushing for recruits and making headlines.
The Supreme Court has mandated speech cannot be financially burdened because it offends many. The city provided these security measures to protect our residents and ensure that everyone could safely exercise their First Amendment rights. The police department, in the interest of public safety, determined that these measures were required to protect our residents. Some may be critical of this investment. Unfortunately, in today's world, where individuals are free to open carry unlimited numbers of guns, and where we have seen vehicles driven into crowds of peaceful protesters, we feel that this investment was necessary.
The KKK has its sights set on Ohio with ambitions to step up recruiting now across the country. The Southern-based group is looking to bring hate into the heart of Ohio.
It has a renewed interest in increasing membership, all while new statistics are showing a trend in increased hate crimes.
We got police officers in the Klan. We got lawyers, we got doctors. Your next door neighbor could be in the Klan, you'll never know it.
So are you with any group or?
I'm with every group that's coming out to protest against the Ku Klux Klan. In solidarity with literally any group, anybody who is against the Klan, against Nazis, against fascists, against Trump. You know, all of those are synonyms in my book. So anybody who's out against all that bullshit, I'm out here with them. And these guys came out saying they wanted to bring a bunch of guns, import a bunch of guns across state lines and all that, you know, for their little rally, 20-person rally.
I hadn't heard that part.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to have an open carry rally. That is public space. Typically, you can open carry there. The city was suing them. They made a compromise that the Klan can carry pistols but no long guns. They've thus blocked off that area so that it's just the Klan over there, you know. We can't milkshake bomb them or anything. But, you know, if they want to come out with guns and try to terrorize minority communities, terrorize black people, terrorize Jews, terrorize all the people they've historically and currently terrorized, then we gotta come with the same stuff, you know. You gotta have some people, not everybody, but some people who are, you know, trained in weapons craft and so on, should be providing support in terms of the ability to defend the counter-protesters, as well as provide the moral support and even having this serve as a protest sign against these guys. You know, like, they see this, that, I mean, what are they bringing a gun for? If they bring a gun, they're going to say, oh, well, we're just trying to, you know, show that we believe in the Second Amendment or some bullshit like that, right? So if I bring this gun, I'm not saying I'm going to shoot anybody. I'm saying it's an anti-fascist statement.
But what if all the black folks who was out here brought guns?
Good. Absolutely good. And people who look like me can insulate those black people with guns. Because that's the way it works. When
my brothers who look like you have been telling me that for about 8 years since I've been in the fight. They've been saying that, but what does that entail?
Well, it's already happened, and it's already happened at Walmart in Beavercreek. For years, we protested the murder of John Crawford III.
Police were called to that Walmart on reports that Crawford was waving a gun inside. Police shot and killed him after he reportedly refused to drop the weapon, which later turned out to be a pellet rifle.
Newly released surveillance video shows Crawford walking around the Walmart, talking on his cell phone and carrying a pellet gun he grabbed off a shelf in the store. The prosecutor says officers were justified in their actions because they believed they were in a so-called active shooter situation.
Were the police facing such a situation here? No.
5 weeks later, the 911 caller told the Guardian newspaper, quote, "At no point did he shoulder the rifle and point it at somebody." Crawford's girlfriend had been waiting in their car. After the shooting, police questioned her, accusing her of lying, asking her where Crawford got the gun, even saying she appeared to be high on drugs.
It was just unbelievable. That's all I could tell you. I pray that no one ever has to go through what we're going through.
And, black folks carried, everybody else carried. And what happened is, if there's one black dude with a gun, he's going to have a problem. If there's a bunch of black people with guns, you're not going to have so much of a problem. Now, if you got a
Black
group,
Panthers had a problem.
They had a problem, but when did they get them? They got them in the middle of the night.
A man whose name became synonymous with black militancy in the 1960s was shot to death early this morning in Oakland, California. Huey Newton, a co-founder of the Black Panther Party, had been shot several times. He was 47.
Raiding. They didn't get them at protests. They didn't.
FBI decided to shut them
Yeah,
down.
that's right. And the SWAT teams were created to attack the Black Panther Party. They were literally created when they did the raid and killed Fred Hampton. All of that. That was in the middle of the night because they knew they had him off guard. They didn't step to the Black Panthers at protests. They knew what was going to happen.
The person who was in the room, he kept hollering out, "Stop shooting, stop shooting. We have a pregnant woman or a pregnant sister in here." At that time, I was 8.5 to 9 months pregnant. My baby was to be delivered in 2 weeks. Pigs kept on shooting. So I kept on hollering out. Finally, they stopped. They pushed me and the other brother by the kitchen door and told us to face the wall. Heard a pig say, "He's barely alive, he'll barely make it." I assume they were talking about Chairman Fred.
It's an AR platform chambered in 300 blackout. 300 blackout's a slower round. It's able to be subsonic, so when you use a suppressor, a silencer, it stays quiet, unlike a 223, which is a normal AR-15 platform. Got a 60-round drum on it, short-barreled, all registered legal.
The city of Dayton's attorneys could have put these people's permits on hold until the United States Supreme Court or the Ohio Supreme Court had the last say. And see, and that's just where we at. That's where we at. Because this is Memorial Day. This is where we are to be memorializing our dead and memorializing our soldiers. We ain't here to memorialize no cult group that's inhumane. That's inhumane. Who got biasness written all over their speech. Bias and hate. It's not tolerated in the city of Dayton. 39 years I've been here, and I ain't never seen the Ku Klux Klan. That I ought to tell you.
Are you guys new Black Panthers or originals?
New Black Panthers.
Right on. What kind of gun is that? The big one?
That's a Scar 16.
Okay.
Scar 16 is.
I believe that we will win! I believe that we will win! The people united will never be defeated! People united will never be defeated! Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop! Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop!
My name is Jordan Telting. I'm the chairman of the Huey P Gun Club, Jordan, Telting, Telting.
So you came out here armed, huh?
Yes, sir.
Why's that?
We're here to protect the community, and everyone who's here, including the police who are here to protect the Klan and the Ku Klux Klan, are all armed. So if we're going to protect the community, it makes sense that we be armed.
Do you think that maybe it could incite violence, seeing people with long guns and such?
I do not believe so, unless the police, who are known to be violent, decide to incite violence. That's the police here.
Are you upset at all that you're being kept 300 feet away from these guys?
Yeah, not just that, but I'm also upset that the police have decided to protect them so heavily. I understand it's their constitutional right, but I'm disappointed in the city of Dayton, also in the city of Cincinnati, for sending their police to protect terrorists.
Where are you guys based at?
Would you have preferred to be closer to the Klansmen?
Yes.
Why is that?
I want them to see our eyes and so they can see that we are not afraid of the Ku Klux Klan, and nobody in this region in Ohio is afraid of the Ku Klux Klan.
But you're being kept about 300 feet away from them.
That's because they're afraid.
They're afraid.
That's not for our protection, that's for their protection.
Pretty much just came out here to say stop the hate. You know, the world is not ran by one race. Well, obviously it is right now, but you know, the ones that's running right now, they corrupt, they foul, they don't care about people, the ordinary people. They trying to divide the country, divide us, left, right. At the end of the day, they all Democrat, Republican, but they have dinner together at the end of the day, and they got us out here fighting each other. Everybody need to come together and realize that all of our rights are being eroded. Pretty soon, everybody gonna be in FEMA camps if y'all don't stand up and do what y'all gotta do to protect our rights and the Constitution. And they took an oath to uphold the Constitution, but everything they do goes against the Constitution.
I mean, they have the constitutional right, which they had law to.
They have the right to assemble, like we do, but
He's talking about these unconstitutional laws that the police are upholding.
Yeah.
I would also like to say to the black community that it's time to stop being scared. All right, we got all these people coming at us, and obviously no one in America is coming to help us. So it's time we help ourselves. Join up with the local chapter. If we don't got a chapter in your city, create one. But it's time to stop being scared, and it's time to stand up. Black power.
They don't treat us equally.
Well, it'll never be equal in this land that was stolen from other people.
They'll always view them over us as their allies. The police come from literally the Klan. The police come from slave catchers in America.
Slave catchers.
So with 1,600 people watching this live stream right now, I am sure that some of them are the kind of liberal who would say, oh no, we can't arm up on this.
We don't believe in that. We don't.
What would be your response to that white liberal mob who says that we shouldn't
somebody attack
better
you, what
wake
you
up
gonna
for
do?
their liberties and everybody's getting took.
Somebody
That's when they gonna wake up
attack
because
you, what you
it
gonna
happened
do?
to us first, it's gonna happen to y'all next. So y'all better wake up. Because they infringing on everybody's rights. It's not just
somebody
us.
attacked us. If somebody attack them, what they gonna do? If somebody come in there with a gun, and that person gonna wish they had a gun. For them liberals, I dedicated to them liberals.
There's only 7 Klansmen out there, but there's hundreds of interesting people on this side, kind of forming a coalition. And so that's what I'm trying to show is the entire set of people and how the police are handling it.
United against hatred.
Free Hugs guy, how are you, man?
What's going on?
Free Hugs. I think
What's
today,
your last name again?
Waddy K, Ken Waddy K.
Okay, that's
yep.
right.
Yeah, I think the message is going to stay. It's going to stay about love. It's going to stay about peace out here. I just don't see any reason for that side to foolishly come over to this side. But what I do love about this side is just seeing the amount of diversity and how many people from different groups, different organizations have all come together for a message of love. That's so important, you know. So
right on.
Yeah, man.
I think the fancy news guys wants you now.
Oh, cool.
No, I'm good.
I'll take a hug, though. Okay, yes, man.
Hey, brother.
Appreciate it.
We called him the fancy news guy.
Fancy news man.
I've seen your videos online.
Yes, hey man, how are you?
You're the Free Hugs guy.
That's me. Yes. Yeah.
I'm doing a live stream. Do you mind talking about the your whole thing?
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm live. I've got 1,000 people watching.
Cool. So my name's Ken. I'm from the Free Hugs Project. People that know my work know that I travel around the country. I go out to these things, riots, protests, just to make sure that peace can be maintained in some capacity. You know, I was in Charlottesville. I was there as that car ran over 19 people, and that's what happens when people let the extremes kind of at play or at war even. And seeing today how many different groups are here. You've got people from different gun clubs, people from rival gangs, people from the church and the community all coming together saying, today we're not going to allow hate to win in Dayton, Ohio. And I love that because we've seen in some cities where hate won. Heather Heyer lost her life on the front lines in Charlottesville because hate won, and other cities that I've been to. So, kudos to law enforcement for being able to make sure that they're protecting the perimeter. I think a lot of people are frustrated that law enforcement is protecting them, but there's peace out here. It's a good day so far. And I think their permit's only till 3 o'clock anyway. It's already, after 2. So within an hour, the whole thing shuts down. Everyone goes home safe. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, for sure. Good to see you, man. You stay safe. You too.
Injustice affects everybody, whether it happens to Philando Castile, whether it happens to Trayvon Martin, whether it happens here today.
What's the group?
We're Church of God.
Church of God.
Yes.
Our headquarters are in Greenville.
Greenville.
Yes.
Other than the obvious reasons, what inspired you to be here today?
We just want to demonstrate to the world the love of Jesus and to say that there ought not be division between any humans. We're all one blood.
The only thing that can produce this, family, we are totally against racism. If you are against racism, shout yeah! If you're totally against white supremacists, say yeah! What we are here to promote is the love of Jesus Christ. And the love of Jesus Christ, this is what this is about. This is what this is about. Right here, we have all nations, all together in love, peace, and real unity. Oh yeah!
So again, this is United Against Hate versus the KKK rally. Many armed groups are out here. We've also got the Black Bloc, and we've got the cops, this massive squad of cops following the Black Bloc, and then another larger group of journalists following the police, following the Black Bloc. This is the backside where, in theory, the Klan is going to be exiting from here momentarily. Just why there was the march. You can kind of see them over here with the red flag.
Come on, proud boy, motherfucker! How do you look awfully proud? Coward! 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 Where are you at? Come on, coward!
Why are there more police now? Why are there more of you now? We can't see them. Who are you protecting and serving right now?
You got 14 minutes, assholes! You for protecting this skull. Yo, William! Here's all the people in the
So you can see more cops are filling in here, and I think the idea is that, for those of you watching at home, the cops are trying to block off the view of the KKK over there. They're bringing in more cops.
You're protecting literal garbage!
So I think they're worse than garbage, but yeah.
Fucking Sue! Let us in! 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 I'm a fucking napkin!
Let us in! Come on! I can't hear your message, you scum! Is that where they're at? Is that where you can't hear it because there are 2 walls and 200 of cops in the fucking way!
For 6 fucking bitches! 6 fucking bitches!
Come on, coward!
All about bitches!
These 6 goddamn bitches! Yeah, you! Come on! Nice hands up! You protect the Nazis, you're just as bad as them! You gotta double up on flags now because there's not enough of you fuckers!
What the fuck?
She's not talking about racism, but she's talking about racial apartheid. Save the rich like me. Oh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was so blind, but now I see.
In preparation for this event, we estimate that we have spent roughly $250,000 on personnel costs and almost $400,000 in contract and materials. We'll provide a more accurate figure of costs incurred within the next week or so.
Understand that we're investigating a serious incident. You lied to me, and you might be on your way to jail. Where did you get this gun?
Sir, I don't know.
Well, to let you know, unfortunately, John has passed away as a result of this. What happened there wasn't a good thing.
The grand jury deliberated, and they returned no indictment. They decided that the police officers, and the police officer in particular that fired the shots, was justified in doing what he did.
John Crawford did nothing wrong. John Crawford did not commit a crime. John Crawford posed no immediate threat to anyone or the officers. John Crawford was shot for no reason and without justification.
The black revolutionary cannot get justice in an American court. Crushing the party is impossible to crush the party because the party is one with the people. And in order to crush the party, that genocide will have to be inflicted not only upon the people of this country, but the people of the world. Because we struggle with all oppressed people. We struggle against the international bourgeoisie with its home here in North America. We realize that no oppressive government, no fascist government can exist unless the United States imperialistic government supports it. So we know that the final battle will occur here, and this will be the battle of liberation for the whole world.